Give me a second. All right, hold on. Okay, there we go. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Fair Faithful Podcast. I'm Brandon Frenio. Joined by me is my co-host Christian Dyer, and we got our boy Deon from Nine Drink Podcast. How we doing, fellas?
A lot better after that win, damn it.
Hell yeah!
Even
Hell
though I didn't
yeah!
get to watch any of it.
What's going on for our national?
How'd
Yeah,
that, how'd you guys do in the Rose Bowl? Man, I didn't even watch, bro.
Dude, we held our own with a bunch of 5-star recruits and almost beat them and lost by 3
Okay.
at the end of the game.
Good.
You know, Utah's a bunch of 2, 3-star with a couple of 4-stars mixed in, and we're playing up against a bunch of 5-star recruits. We 45-48, man. It was one hell of a game.
Hey, man, shit. 45-48, that's a beautiful game. That means you put in the work, you did what you could, you gave everything you had, man. I can't be mad.
I wasn't even upset that we lost, man. I was proud of that team for everything they've been through this year.
Mm-hmm.
To finish that way and to, almost beat one of the juggernauts of college football. It's pretty awesome.
Yes, sir. Hey, yeah, I ain't like I said. I wouldn't be mad at that. That's a beautiful thing, man. How you doing tonight, Brandon? You see, we over there, we matching. You know what I'm saying?
yes, we are.
We matching.
Our boy went off today.
He went. He did his thing, man. We gotta jump into it and touch all phases of the game. But
Yes, sir.
hey, man, I can't even be mad right now. It's a win. Unfortunately, the goddamn Saints found a way to win. I don't know why the fucking Book decided to be a quarterback this fucking week.
It wasn't Book, it was Hill. That's why.
Oh, it's Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Oh shit! If I'd have known he was starting, I'd have picked the goddamn Saints. Shit. Well, most of my picks worked out though. I'm not gonna lie. Most of them worked out fairly well because, like when I think about it, it's only a couple of them that actually pulled off the dub that I wasn't anticipating. The Bears, congratulations to them. Andy Dalton showed up, but it was against the fucking Giants, so I can't really give him a lot of credit for beating the damn Giants. Like, it's not that great, all around the NFL. So let's just touch on this before we even start with our game.
All right.
AB, man, y'all seen that?
I did.
Dude,
I did.
That guy is really struggling with mental health.
He really. Hey, I'm gonna say this for everybody listening. If you are struggling with mental health, please get help.
Mm-hmm.
Don't continue to fight that battle on your own. Don't think you can do it on your own. That young man is really struggling because I don't understand. You can't have all that talent and pull that off. You truthfully can't. And the craziest thing is you had another game to get everything that you were looking for.
Yeah.
In another game, he gets that. But you're mad because you literally screwed off $1 million, letting your anger get the best of you.
What was he even mad about? Do we know?
He was mad because there were incentives for him in the season. And because he wasn't being targeted, he wouldn't have met those incentives. But like an idiot, he forgot the fact that there was another game for him to meet all the incentives that he needed. He only needed 3 catches. Like he only needed some small stats. I'll look it up, but that right there, man, you got to pray for that dude because it's sad to watch guys like, Josh Gordon and Antonio Brown, all the talent in the world. You know what? I'll put another guy in there. One of our former guys, Aldon Smith.
Yeah.
All the talent in the world, man. All of these young men were in the top 5 at their position at one point in their careers. And due to marijuana, due to mental health, and due to alcohol, all of their careers have been cut short by not being able to function and deal with those demons, man. And it sucks, man, because they're very talented players. All of them, man. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care what AB does outside of football. You can't tell me when you get that young man on the field that he ain't a cold motherfucker. You just can't.
No.
Same thing for Josh Gordon. Same thing for Aldon Smith. That man was a rotational player for Dallas, and he had 5 sacks.
Yeah. I think Brown might have early CTE, though.
You never know, man. And and the sad part about CTE is it cannot be diagnosed until pretty much you're dead, because otherwise you got to get a lobotomy and try to pull that off while you're alive.
Right.
That
No.
and then, I mean, he could be severely bipolar too, but
Yeah.
I'm not really sure but sometimes he does look like he can be kind of manic because like that's how he looked today.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, hopefully the guy gets the help that he needs and something good comes out of it, because what we saw today was pretty wild. Never seen somebody do that before.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, man, that's a hard task to watch a guy with immense talent do the things that he does. And the other thing about it is that ruins your relationship with Tom Brady because the man vouched for you.
I don't I
He
don't
stuck
think
his neck out
I
on
don't
the
think
line.
knowing Tom Brady, I don't think it'll ruin it. I think Tom will try to help him because that's kind of it seems
But I'm
like that's
saying,
kind
like,
of Tom.
I mean, that does tarnish it a little bit because
Yeah.
I'll tell you something that happened, man. I had a buddy of mine who needed a job,
Mm-hmm.
and I helped him get that job, and he started stealing from that job. So
Ooh.
that pissed me off, and that made me not fuck with him because now you got me out here looking stupid.
Yep.
You
Because
needed a
it
job, I
falls back
vouch
on
for you.
you.
Yeah, I vouch for you. I tell you, hey man, look, let me get you up in here. I got some pull with the people, and then I get in here and you fuck around and start stealing, they catch your ass, you get fired. That looked bad on me. Luckily I had a cool manager who was like, that's not your fault that he was doing what he was doing, but I could have had a different type of manager to look and be like, okay, now we need to start watching him because if this dude's stealing and he brought him in, we don't know what he's doing.
Yep.
So that's what I mean by that. I mean, probably personally from that standpoint,
Yeah.
he may or may not, but
Well, I made a pretty good analogy earlier when I said, with the way Brady was with Brown, he was like Charles Xavier controlling Jean Grey, where you can only control for so
so
long, and
much.
as soon as you lose that control, it explodes.
Well,
Hey, oh, the internet is undefeated, bro. Somebody
yeah,
had a picture of a dude running butt naked down the freeway, and they was like Antonio Brown. Now I was like, damn.
dude, it's been everywhere. AB was waiting for an Uber after all.
After, yeah, like you're not about to fly back on the team plane.
Yeah. Nope.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's made enough money in his career where he knows how to be able to still catch his own flights. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like you really do feel for the guy just from, a pure human standpoint. You never want to watch somebody go through something like that and play it out where you're like, damn, bro, like really
he's
that's what you're
he's just
going
not
through.
he's not right in the head, man.
He is not.
It's
Mm-mm.
not it's
And
bad.
it's I know back in the day, man, we probably would have laughed about it and made, but it's just he's got to get some help, and I hope and pray that he does to be able to just get his life on track, man. Not even forget football, get your life back on
Mm-hmm.
track and together
Exactly.
because you got kids, man. There's other people besides you that you have to worry about, man.
Yep.
So you
Yep.
need to be able to get your head right to be able to make sure that you're not putting that example out there, man. Because kids look at you on TV like this is what daddy does. He just quits in the middle of the game. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm out of practice. I mean, I'm not getting the ball. I'm gonna do what dad does. It's just you are as a child you become partially part of your environment depending on
Mm-hmm.
circumstances. But let's jump on over to our game and on
Yes.
to a positive note. Like
Yes.
I said, me and Brandon are matching. We have Trey jerseys. We are
Mm-hmm.
very happy that these jerseys are on our backs. Why? Because this young man pulled off the W, and there's nothing else anybody can tell me because I've been waiting for that W for a cool minute, baby. And it feels good. Now, I do want to address something because I watch the post game pressers. I try to watch the pressers before I do any type of video, any podcast, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Kyle.
Good old Kyle, right?
And back to the bullshit. Yeah,
Again.
Trey played well, but if Jimmy's healthy, and he can go. He's our
Can we get a
quarterback.
soundbite when we're pissed off Kyle?
Yeah, we need one.
That's Cartman saying, "God damn it, Cam!"
Yeah, right. Hey, that's the perfect one. But yeah, Brandon, you gotta find it. It's like download or something, bro.
Okay, hold on.
That's perfect, bro. But that's what it is. He basically, alluded to the fact that if Jimmy is healthy, that, he's the starter. Even Trey. But I think Trey is doing that because that's the PR move to do, what it is. And it scares me because I don't want him to mess with Trey's confidence, going into game in and game out where it's like, okay, I practiced all week, but he ain't practiced not one bit, and we about to throw him out there rusty, and you see what happened when Jimmy threw a pick. We're 1-7. Trey threw a pick, and we 1-0.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it didn't phase the young man. He did what he could. Just in the game alone, Trey Lance was 16 of 23 for 249 yards, 2 TDs, one interception, and he did take 1 sack, but that was all he took. There were several times that he got away from sacks that Jimmy most likely wouldn't have gotten away from. And
Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah,
I gotta watch a little bit of the game here and there when I can get connection.
Mm-hmm.
And that one where he scrambled and looked down the field and found Ayuk on the out route, that was like, that's what we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Are you talking about the one where it was almost picked? But it
Yeah.
was the one.
No, that was another
one. The one in the first half, I think, where he
bounced off people.
Scrambles, made a guy miss, made another guy miss, and Ayuk was going towards the sideline, and he hit Ayuk for the first time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the interception, that was just that. We're gonna talk about it. It was a bad ball. It was a bad ball. He that was bad ball placement. But the funny thing is, I was talking to some people at the bar while we watching the game, and I was telling them, I'm like, but he's a rookie. Like, this is okay for him.
Exactly.
For a rookie who's only playing his second game this season, I'm not mad at that. He just has to. He's got to figure out a feel and a connection with these receivers and know where they are. Mm-hmm. He's got to understand things, and it's going to come to him. If I can't yell at him or be upset, like, why am I going to do that? So I looked at the INT, and I said, okay, it's a bad ball. That's on you, Trey. That ain't on nobody else. And the craziest thing is when you look at everything else that he did, he worked out pretty well, man. He worked out pretty well. I can't be too mad at him. I mean, like I said, he had the 16 for 23, 249, 2 TDs, and an INT. And then he had he still had 8 carries for 31 yards. I mean,
from what I could watch and what I did see is, especially in the first half, to me it looked like Kyle is like trying to control too much out there with him being a rookie and the way he's calling the plays and stuff. He's just trying to control too much. And what he needs to do is just let the kid go out there and just play football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a football player. That's what he is. And just let him go out there and play football. Let him go out there and have fun, and things will happen because he's just he's a football player. It's the best way to put it. Let the kid go out there and play some football. He's going to make some shit happen.
It seemed like he kind of let that happen in the second half.
Yeah, like he opened it up because like this comment is perfect right there. I wish that rush TD was counted, and Brandon Ayuk could have caught that perfect ball.
Oh yeah,
in the end zone. But overall, I wouldn't give him an A. I'd give him probably like a B minus, maybe a C plus. And the only reason is because of the first half. The first half there was a lot of jitters, which I can understand. But that ball to Brandon. Dude. Imagine if BA would have brought that in, bro, that stadium would have
one-handed too.
What happened? I didn't see it.
Okay, so BA takes a route into the end zone, and I'm talking like getting close to like right to the side, but right on the corner of the end zone. Trey places the perfect ball. The only issue is Ayuk only had one hand. If he'd had 2 hands, he catches that. That's a touchdown automatic.
Oh, okay. Was it just where the corner was? He only had one hand?
Yeah. The corner basically kind of had his other hand, and not like in a pass interference type way. It just that's where his hand was, and he wasn't able to get it up. But hey, man, he threw a nice little dart over the middle of the Kittle, and Kittle brought it in. He brought it in with one hand, man. His first half, he it wasn't so much that he was inaccurate. It's just they were trying to establish the run, and it wasn't working. The
Yeah.
Texans defense showed up a lot better than we anticipated. We did not anticipate them doing as good as they did.
It looked like the run game was getting better as Trey was doing better in the pass game. Though. Like
it continued.
Up the run game.
Yeah, it continued throughout the game. I mean, Elijah came in and did his thing.
Elijah had a good game, man.
Yeah, Elijah had 21 for 119. So that's that's 5.7 yards per carry. They ran Debo a little too much. Debo had 7 carries for 19 yards. But I think the issue is what teams are starting to key in on is if you see Debo in the backfield, probably at least a good 7 times out of 10, he's getting the ball and he's running it.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're just keying in on him, and they probably even tell the DBs, don't even worry about the receivers because it's so obvious.
Yeah,
and that's the issue. But defensively, fantastic.
Our defense played an excellent game.
Hey,
especially Embry Thomas.
Hey, that young man,
dude, I'm telling you,
he almost had a pick six.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. I have to eat crow because that first game, I about buried that poor kid because he was getting cooked. Every single game he has played, he has progressively gotten better.
Yeah,
so
dude,
that tells me now that that pick ain't wasted, and that he's starting to show up and show out, man. Because they had him on Cooks a couple of times. Now, here's the curious thing, and I know you didn't get to watch the game, Christian, so you didn't see this. The fuck happened to Josh Norman?
They benched his ass after that PI.
Yeah, like
Did he really?
Yeah, because Kyle came to the podium, and when he talked about injuries, the only person he said was who was it?
Trent Williams, right?
Trent Williams, yeah, but he went back in, and then somebody else had a stinger. I think it was Marcel Harris, and that's why you saw Flanagan fouls in the game toward the end. Marcel didn't return, but he did not say anything about Norman being injured. And they asked him, and he said that Norman was basically they just went with Dante. And Johnson made one good play, which he's good for that once in a blue moon. He doesn't really make very great plays, but he does it once in a while. So you kind of give Dante J, take him with a grain of salt, man. But defense played stellar. I think we wound up with about 3 sacks, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. Yes, we wound up with 3 sacks. Eric Armstead and Samson Ebicom had they shared a sack. Then we had Jordan Willis and Arden Key with the sack. I think Arden Key had I think he had 2, but they took one away from him.
Yeah, because wasn't it because he went low?
Something like that, man. Something stupid. We live in the cupcake cookie cutter world of the NFL now, where you breathe on the quarterback wrong and your breath stinks, so the quarterback gets a 15-yard penalty for that. Because you didn't chew gum this morning.
So, I mean, going back to Josh Norman, what did you think about that PI call? Because it seemed like it was kind of like a soft call. I don't know.
I don't really know, man. It's kind of weird because there are moments where you see him, he actually just blatantly commits a PI, and then there's sometimes where it's like these are ticky-tack kind of fouls that they call. But then again, I mean, it's Josh Norman, so I call it.
You want to know what was funny is there's the one completion that they had to Cooks, and Norman had no chance to make the play, but he still jumped in the air and did a lunge to look like he was trying, even though he was going to get beat no matter what.
Sometimes you got to sell it. You got to sell the fakeness, man, and it happens. But I'll for the defense overall, holding them to 7 points, not allowing them to be able to do what they get out there and do it, because to be honest with you, man, they had every opportunity to be able to try to get up on us because we were not producing in that first half. We couldn't move the ball. We weren't getting downfield. We didn't even get into field goal range for Robbie, and our first half was pretty pitiful. But that second half came out, man, showed up and showed out, and Trey started to turn it on a bit.
It's almost like at halftime, Trey said, "Coach, let me play, man."
And the funny thing is, they asked him. They said, "Did you say anything to Trey at halftime?" And he said, "No, I spoke to the team."
Mm-hmm.
So I think for him, he was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna fuck with the kid. I'm not gonna bother him. It's his first game. I gotta let him take his lumps. He gonna do what he gonna do, and he'll figure it out." And second half came, man, and the young man figured it out. It looked really well. I mean, for him to throw, 2 nice TDs, one to Elijah Mitchell, and then who was the other one too? Was it Ayuk?
Ayuk.
Yeah.
Ayuk had some good plays.
And he keyed in on him. Ayuk had it was Debo. That was Debo. Yeah, Debo's 3 for 63 with a tud. Ayuk is 4 catches, 94 yards. Kittle 1 for 29. He gave a couple of balls to Juwan Jennings. Now let me tell y'all something.
Oh yeah, Juwan Jennings had one too. I forgot.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something.
Sherfield.
Go ahead, Christian.
Sherfield had, I think, at least one that I saw. Sherfield had.
He did, yeah.
He threw to 6 different receivers.
He threw to 6 different receivers. Sherfield had 1 catch for 12 yards. The throws he threw to Juwan Jennings must take yoga, because that man he threw those balls right dead at the ground. And I kid you not, they keyed in on Trey. Every time he made those throws to Juwan, he was doing it. All right, he caught it. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, you notice his face expressions?
His facial expressions.
Yeah, they were priceless.
Really bad throw, bro.
I didn't see him, but I assume those are just those type of throws he's still trying to work on.
Yeah, he's still
the intermediate throws.
Yeah, it's the intermediate throws, but the thing is, Juwan went and got him. That was the key. He, because for as much as people gave Jimmy, a pass saying, "Hey, sometimes you got to make your quarterback look good." That's what Juwan did today. He made his quarterback look good. He said, "Hey," and what I like is they sprinkled in Juwan, they sprinkled in Trent to a lot. I mean, these are the guys that he has more of a rapport with. So you do that and you allow those dudes to be able to help him flourish. Why? Because you know that they have, that connection, and he already knows, okay, Juwan's going to do X, Y, and Z. Trent's going to do X, Y, and Z. Devo and Ayuk are a little bit of wild cards, but he started to key in on Ayuk, man, and he started hitting him. And Ayuk, man, I'm gonna start calling him pinball, because he bounces off of people like you just playing the pinball machine. He just he bouncing off everybody trying to make a play.
That cross route that Trey hit Ayuk with and he took off, I was like, damn, he bounced off people too.
It's just I just can't believe how well Lance played in his second start. What gets me is just you see him do that, and you're like, dude, if we would have just started him all season, and all the rookies most of the rookies quarterbacks this year that have progressed from playing.
When you look at Zach Wilson,
it's just funny.
Today.
Yeah, I know.
He almost beat Tom Brady.
Yeah,
I was looking at the score like, I know the Jets ain't about to do it. God damn it.
and it's like, you look at they're going to probably give offensive rookie of the year to Mac Jones, who throws 5 passes a game, and you're like, Lance looked better than Jones in his second start. Imagine if he actually played all season, he'd have got offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, so we got a question right here. Do you think we will clinch? Yes, I do. The main issue is we need the Saints to get beat by the Falcons next week. But I think Rich told me if we win, we're in regardless.
Yeah. So we're if we win, we would be the 7th seed, and the Saints would be the 6th seed, and the Eagles will be out.
Yeah.
If I read that correctly.
But I think the Falcons will win because they've been playing everybody hard, and they're not gonna. They should be able to beat Taysom Hill. They won't go and put out a stinker the way that the Carolina did. Carolina gave up 7 sacks.
7 sacks?
Oh,
7 sacks, dude.
God.
You might as well put freaking Cam Newton back in there, man.
Darnold he got sacked 7 times, so Darnold obviously sucks, but still 7 sacks is 7 sacks.
So just real fast, if you guys are watching on Twitter, go ahead and go over to our YouTube page. We cannot see your comments at all on Twitter. So if you guys want to chat with us and hear your guys'
Yeah, we can answer your questions over
statements and
here.
everything, questions, all that, come over to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Fair Faithful Podcast 49. Put it up there right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
we got another question
ooh,
here.
here we go.
That
Okay.
says, how do you think we will play next season? I think next season is going to be
oh man, without a
a
doubt.
little. I'll say this: next season for me, I'm going to be optimistic, but I feel like
Hmm.
it'll partially be a little tumultuous because Trey Lance is still learning.
Exactly.
Now, mind
He's
you,
gonna
if we
start
can,
out slow and pick up
yeah,
from there.
Yeah.
mind you, how next season goes, honestly, to me, will be. I think it'll be like this. It all depends on how much he plays for the rest of this season.
Hmm.
So as long as Jimmy stays his ass on the sidelines where the fuck he needs to be, and Kyle doesn't try to force his ass out there thinking he's gonna help us win a goddamn game with a bum thumb, and that's not gonna work.
Okay.
But
It's what makes
but
me hate Kyle because he's just killing his young rookie who just played really well and won a game's confidence. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna roll out my fucking injured quarterback.
So
Fucking idiot.
I was just gonna bring this up because I was actually watching Nitty Gritty Niners,
mhm.
and they were saying that Jim was out there shaking everybody's hand with his bad hand, and they think that it probably isn't broken, and he's just basically gave up on the team already.
I don't know. For me, I can't say that he gave up, because he would have went out there and just laid another fucking egg if he could have.
Hmm.
I think what happens is, he if he gave up, it's because Kyle told him, "Hey, I'm gonna play to the media that you're possibly gonna start, but your ass is done for the season. We're
Yeah.
just not gonna say that." Um,
I hope that's the case.
and as far as going back to that first question that this person had up there, next season will
Again.
be a little tumultuous, but I think we still will be in playoff contention. I
Hmm.
don't doubt that for any reason, as
Just
long as
because
everybody is healthy.
just because there's that seventh seed now will be in contention. The
Yeah,
seventh
Yeah.
seed is the greatest thing the NFL did for competition, and it makes professional football 10 times more fun.
yeah.
It's the best
Elijah
thing they
will
ever
be.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elijah will be the number one running back next year. You most likely will not see any more of Raheem Mostert, and Mostert most likely will get picked up by someone else when he's fully healthy. And it's nothing
Yeah.
against him, and that's not, we're not trying to take anything away from him, but I just feel like he's played his last down because
Hmm.
Elijah Mitchell showed up the way that he did.
Yeah. Exactly.
We appreciate Mostert for everything that he did to date. Mostert, as far as when they finally instituted the chip in the shoulder, he is still the fastest man in the NFL
Oh
at
hell yeah.
23.09 miles per hour. There is no other player that has run that fast, and Madden, for some ungodly reason, still does not have that man's acceleration and/or his speed at a 99, which is flat out just an atrocity.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day. But
I
um,
personally, I hope we can bring him back cheap, just because our running backs can't stay
I
healthy, and I'd rather have some depth personally.
I feel like
You're
it'd
probably right.
be
You're probably right.
yeah.
But if it's me, you can get him for cheap, I think, because of his injury problems, and I'd bring him back and have him and Elijah back.
If we
Just because.
do
Oh man,
if
I
we
love
do it, that could be
that
a 1-2
speed.
punch right there.
that'd be it. Hey, and the cool thing about that is either one of them can take that joint to the house. Either
Hmm.
one of them can hit a
Yeah,
home run.
yeah.
But
And the thing,
it's just the thing is you have to be mindful only because his agent could be working, backdoor saying, oh, there we go. So this person is a new subscriber. Hey, we appreciate that.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it a
We
lot.
really do.
We're
Um,
growing.
yeah. So his you never know. His agent could be working backdoor trying to make sure he finds himself a
Hmm.
multi-year deal. I mean, the man has two boys and his wife is pregnant with another one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw that on his IG because I follow him.
but
So I mean, you
from
got
what I
three.
from what
Go
I
ahead.
get him with like how he is on Twitter, though, I think he feels like he's a Niner, though. He's like one of those guys where he's a loyal type of guy. I could be wrong, But I think he's going to want to come back if there's a way for him to come back. That's just because we're the only team that gave him the chance. After all those years of him never making a team, we're the first team to really give him a chance, and I think he wants to stay with us. That's just me.
Here's the other thing. Oh yeah, hey, look, there we go. We appreciate that too. Definitely, yeah. Let your fellow Niner friends know
let them know
that we here, man. We out here. We definitely continue to bring you Niner content on a consistent basis. The other thing that I'll say about Raheem is that the biggest issue is that other teams have seen what he can do. So it's not beyond the scope of, it's not a big stretch or outside the realm possibility that another team comes in and offers him a multi-year deal. May not be a ridiculously sweet deal, but it could be a multi-year deal, and he could probably try to find his way into some guarantees, barring the injuries, because that's going to be the hard part.
But there's only certain schemes that he fits into. Like if I'm the Ravens, I'm like, ooh, give me that. He would absolutely fit into. But you got to think like
it's not, and it's not like
there has to be certain schemes for Raheem Mostert. Like there has to be certain schemes, and he has to go to a certain team. And if
what's going on, Hung Fat?
And a team just wants him for his speed, I'm not sure that it's gonna work out unless they are willing to create a scheme for him.
Well, remember he's also still a special teams gunner. Mm-hmm. So you can still use him in both ways. So if you have a player that brings you versatility, you use him in whatever way you possibly can, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I would say it's the same way with Breida. Breida was fantastic in our scheme. He's gone to other teams, and no team's been able to use him the right way, where he's hitting 90-yard home runs.
Right, sounds good, youngin.
Like he did with us, and having big gashes because they don't use him right.
Yeah, the newest thing is with Raheem, you want to basically make sure that if you get him, he's fully healthy, and then nothing is wrong. It's the same thing with Jimmy. Even though we're looking to trade him in the offseason, because they're not going to cut him and just let him walk for nothing. They're going to trade him and find somebody. We're going to find some sucker out there that's going to give us more than what his ass is worth, and we're going to take advantage of him. And I'm going to tell you right now, whatever thing gets him, I do not feel sorry for you. I don't. I want you to go ahead and take him off our goddamn hands. We don't have to keep dealing with this BS. But at the end of the day, Trey's played first half.
Had me nervous that whole time.
Yeah,
I was thinking more that was Kyle more than anything, man. Kyle was holding him back, and the play calling was just.
The play calling was a little bit off, but then at the same time, like Trey would have. I'm gonna keep it a buck, because this is one thing that he did. He had time in that damn pocket. He had time. So because I couldn't see the whole field, I couldn't tell who was open and who wasn't. But I can tell you right now, he had time in that pocket. He did not, and what Trey was doing was. He was doing everything he could to throw rather than just using his instincts and running. And that's one thing that you kind of want to see the kid do a little more. It's like, hey, man, look, I think Kyle needs to give him that leash. Hey, if it's not there, we just go ahead and get whatever you can when it comes to it.
It seems like he's trying to work on getting through his progressions, but he's still not completely there where he's
it's okay.
So he has the time, so he instead of running, he's like, well, I'm going to try to get to my progressions and find out the receiver, and I think that's what Kyle's trying to get him to learn.
Yeah.
But they got to remind him that he can't lose the part of his game where if it's not there, take off and get 5 yards.
Yeah, man. Like that's the thing. You want to tell a player that has that, use your legs, open your eyes, man. If that feel like that play where he was trying to go ahead and thread the needle to Debo, it's simple. Just look at George and point in front of you. Even if you yell the word block, George will go ahead and take him out in front of you, get that first down, the drive keeps going. So it's a progression, it's a learning process, but I don't think it's a negative thing. I think he's going to work out very well. Hung Fat, you did state that you didn't know if we were going to be able to trade Jimmy next year. I'm going to tell you the same thing that I tell anybody else when somebody tells me that Jimmy isn't a tradable commodity. Have you seen the quarterback class coming out of college?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Kenny Pickett, and then the other guy got hurt.
The quarterback class is not going to be great. I'm going to tell you, the only person next year available on the market that possibly could be available. That's if he doesn't win the Super Bowl. If he does, he may not. Is Aaron Rodgers?
Well, no. There's Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but where do you think
You're not-
he'd be going?
We're talking. Put it like this. When I state that, I'm talking about guys that are really going to go somewhere. You got to think about it.
Yeah. Well, Wilson's
They're gonna want-
somewhere.
Yeah, but who gonna give up what?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
got to give up the house for him. Because here's the difference between Deshaun and Russell. Russell ain't out there feeling up, masseuses and shit. Russell out there married to Sierra, being faithful and being a good quarterback, saying I just need a goddamn line in front of me because I'm getting too old to keep running every fucking where.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna fetch a high price on the market with that guy.
I would say Denver maybe, but
Denver, no. Mm-mm.
No, I don't think so.
No, they don't even have. They definitely ain't got the line.
yeah, I guess that's true.
So-
I don't know where he would go then.
And yeah, look, Young and I agree. Yeah, there's worse QBs than Jimmy, so he will be traded. I think my thing is and I use this analogy all the time because I like it and I find it hilarious. We've all seen the Water Boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when the kicker was sitting there looking? He's, "Where's my bitch? Where's my bitch? Oh, there he is." He found that motherfucker that was cockeyed as hell. We looking for that motherfucker that's cockeyed as hell,
Yep.
and is gonna go ahead and fall for the okie doke
Dude,
and
we're
give
gonna-
us something.
they're gonna the Seahawks are gonna trade Wilson and then need something cheap, so they're gonna give us two second round picks for Jimmy.
Well, the funny thing is it's not outside the realm of possibility that Jimmy stays in division, and possibly could go to Seattle because we rotate players consistently all the fucking time. DBs, linebackers, everything. They stay within the NFC West. They'll just go from one team to the next. It happens all the fucking time. Shit, back in the day, it used to be us and the goddamn Cowboys, man. Look at what was it? Charles Haley, Deon Sanders, Ken Norton Jr. Like it was just looked like it was almost like Jerry and Eddie were like, "Hey, you want this motherfucker? All right, no."
Letting Charles Haley go to the Cowboys was one of the worst decisions the Niners ever made, though.
It was bad. It was bad, man. But hey, because he was a monster, he was still good. But I think it's
the onion tip. But then again, it's possible he could have a repeat season, what he had in the 2019 season.
Nah, Jimmy,
I don't think so.
The thing with Jimmy is Jimmy has his number one thing is he has to be things have to work out perfectly for him.
Yeah.
And I think one of the bad habits that Trey Lance is learning from him, because he seems to say that he's learning some things from Jimmy Garoppolo, is like waiting too long for the play to develop. Like if the play is developing and you know where you're supposed to go and you know that hole is open, go there. You know what I'm saying? If it's not open, get through those progressions. And you want to be able to keep doing that because the number one issue with him was, like I said, he had plenty of time in that pocket. I was looking, he had plenty of time. He didn't have no problem.
No.
Where he was, there were times where the pocket kind of collapsed, but the thing is he just shifted it. He moved to be able to make things work for himself. Like, all right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and get out there and do what I got to do and make a couple throws and then make a couple moves to be better about it. And for me, watching the whole game today, in that second half, it gave me a sense of peace and calm to say that this guy is going to be very, very good for future to come, and we're not going to have any problem. But he seems to be working out well. For some reason early, but yeah, he was clutch. And he was clutch at the times we needed him to be, man. Like I said, that second and the defense, man, I can't say enough about it. The defense just they showed up and showed out, man. It was
they did
game, and they did everything they were supposed to. That kicker field goal.
Get this. The defense played their ass off, and they actually had a quarterback who freaking rewarded them for freaking busting their ass.
Yeah, in the second half.
In the
first
half,
I'll tell you right now,
not too much.
In the second half,
the first
that's
half,
fair. I'm just saying because we got him to win.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, the first half that was some Jimmy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy
it was.
We were not
At the same
giving him
time,
anything.
Kyle was. It's hard to blame Lance that much because I feel like Kyle was holding back in the first. I was getting pretty annoyed with it. So
Yeah.
you guys lose me?
Nah,
No,
you're good.
we hear you.
Shit.
We thought we did,
Okay.
but you're good.
Yeah, see, the first half, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
so-
take a look at it to see what happened. So, the first half,
Just
the
the
possession.
run plays, and then the pass play calls were just I don't think good.
They're
Yeah, see,
trying
go
to they're trying to do a lot of run plays in the first half,
It wasn't
and
working.
it wasn't working. So then
Yeah,
they're
like
trying to do.
look at the first half. The plays just went just like this. So it went. The first drive was punt for the
Houston.
Texans. Then we punted. Then the Texans punted. Then we had a turnover on downs. Then the Texans punted. Then we punted. Then the Texans punted. Then there was that interception that Trey Lance threw. And then the Texans scored a touchdown off of that. After that, it was another punt by us. Then they punted. Then we went ahead and got a field goal. And that's basically second, that's basically what it was. It was the first half, you know what I mean? So that is, let me go ahead and look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 times we had the ball in the first half and we only came up with 3
We didn't do
points
nothing.
and didn't do anything. And that's not fair to our defense to do that. If I get the ball to you 6 fucking times, then you should be out there making it happen. You got to figure out a way to get this shit working. And a little bit of was Kyle. But to answer your question, Hung Fat, if Jimmy unfortunately is healthy next week, Kyle will put him out there. Now I know I know that Kyle always makes Sean McVay his bitch. This is a constant. He always punks him. He makes him look like he's little brother. He walks over there, he ruffles his hair and tells him to shut up, and he holds him by the head as he keeps swinging for the wind, and he's never going to hit anything. But a bum Jimmy out there, that's not going to work. The number one thing we can be happy with in the game against the Rams is that Daniel Brunskill seems to find a way to shut down Aaron Donald. Why, I don't fucking know. Because he got bulldozed a couple of times in this goddamn game. And it just didn't make sense. But
so
we'll see.
Just real fast, on our TikTok page, somebody commented, no Jimmy next week, no playoffs. So we still got a bunch of Jimmy sections.
Oh, they're out there. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that first half was all the ammo they needed to tell us that Trey wasn't the guy, that he's crap. I'm guaranteeing you, there's probably gonna be people out there saying he's a bust, he's this, he's that. I personally look at it like this: Trey's supposed to be making these mistakes. Jimmy is not.
Nope.
So when you give me that argument, that's going to be my answer to you every time, and I'm going to wait to see what you tell me, because my first thing is going to be a man who's been in the league 8 years, sat behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time for at least 4 to 5 of those, and then comes in and plays a quarter of a season, and then gets injured, comes back the next year, plays a full season, rode his defense and his run game to a fucking Super Bowl, and then turned around the next season and only played 6 games. He's constantly injured, but then when he is in the game, he does make mistakes, and the mistakes that he's making shouldn't be coming from a person with that kind of time in the NFL. That's the whole point of it.
That touchdown throw to Debo, couldn't make that throw.
Jimmy would have been short as hell. He would have made it to where the ref was, and I thought ref was a DB.
Yeah, it's too. I swear to you, I did too. Yo, okay, all right. I now know I'm not crazy. I was about to be like, oh, we about to get this ball picked up again. And then when I saw the straight, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
My God, dude, that freaked me out, bro.
Because when I saw that wasn't a DB, and I saw that he had one person to beat, I was like, oh, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. That's going down.
I love that Lance looks to air it out though. Like he loves to freaking put some zip behind that ball and send it down.
He's got the issue with him airing it out is he's got to get a little more accurate on it. Some of his passes that were a little deeper, I was a little sketchy on because I'm like, but then I had to remember he's
I
still
think that
building
comes
the rapport with these receivers. It comes
I
with
think it comes, with his relationship with the receivers, really, too.
Yeah. Well, I feel like too that the interception throw that he did, I feel like because that fool throws it like a goddamn rocket. I feel like if he would have lobbed that shit to Kittle, I think he would have had it.
That was the whole point. He has to learn how to drop that over the top because he tried to put that on a rope in a bullet form, and that's not going to work in the NFL.
Yeah.
These DBs, they're a lot better than what you're going to play in college, buddy. Unfortunately, he didn't play against great competition.
It goes to the one with that Debo drop too.
It's a perfect learning experience, though, because he's going to he makes that throw, gets picked, and then Kittle gets him on the sideline like, hey, hey, Rook, you got to float that to me when I'm open like that. You put some air on
They
it.
actually even asked him, did he say anything to him after the interception? When Kittle said no. He basically, I think what Kittle was saying in his presser to me whenever they were asking him questions about Trey was basically it sounded to me like he was teaching him how to like he's learning how to ride a bike. If you keep putting fucking training wheels on every goddamn time, he's never gonna learn how to ride the goddamn bike. Or he's gonna be riding on that one side because the other training wheel is like bent up and it looks like shit. You ever see the kid doing that riding down the street and they think they're riding with no training wheels? No, you're leaning to one side. It's like, hey, at the end of the day, we took the training wheels off. We gotta let this motherfucker fall, scrape his goddamn knee every now and then, and that's it. For this question, I just answered it. We're gonna beat the shit out of the Rams. We always do. I have no worry in my mind that the Rams are going to be any type of opposition.
I mean, look, they almost lost against Baltimore today
with no Lamar.
Yeah,
with no Lamar. Like they went. That's all bad.
Huntley's been a viable backup though. He hasn't been no scrub.
I'm not taking anything away from Huntley. I'm just saying, Huntley, goddamn Lamar Jackson. So we know that he is going to bring a different element. So if you can barely beat the backup, that tells me if Lamar was in, they probably would have won that game.
Yeah, I think
honestly,
so.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
I think people are selling short how important Robert Woods is to that offense.
He's extremely important. Don't get me wrong. Let me tell you something. OBJ has been a great addition for the Rams. A fantastic addition. He's done what he could. They targeted him. They started using him and everything. And to be honest with you, sometimes when you're a player of that caliber, because OBJ does have talent. Let's not get that twisted. But when you're a player of that caliber, sometimes you just need a quarterback that gets you the fucking ball. And when you don't have that, when you have a quarterback that likes to key in on guys that build a rapport with other dudes like Jarvis Landry, Peoples Jones, the tight end, he likes to hand the ball off to Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And you guys don't have that chemistry. Can't expect them to really throw you the ball.
Yeah.
It is what it is on that. But for us, man, we had a fantastic fucking day.
Can we talk about that George Kittle catch though?
Oh,
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't freaking believe it, man.
See, man, I don't know how to share stuff on here, and I don't think I can because I'm not the host.
We want me to share,
bro. I would find that because they pull up the highlights on YouTube, and that Kittle catch was flat out beautiful. Like, just amazing.
I'll show you.
Like, hit that one-hander, baby. He stretched that hand out, boy. He pulled that motherfucker in. You know.
That thing went.
Hunk Fat, you don't have to hope. It's the Rams. You forget the last 5 times we done played them, we whooped their ass.
Even when we suck, we whipped their ass.
You know. Yeah, we beat their ass.
What let's hope is that the Falcons beat the Saints on Saturday night. And then we're just going into Sunday just being excited to watch Trey play again.
Yep. I found it. Let me go ahead and share this real quick.
Oh, yeah.
All right, can you guys see it?
Yeah, we see
plays down the field that you've been able to get loose.
Here's a big play for the Houston defense. That pass over the middle, and it is caught by Kittle.
Even Juwan Jennings was surprised.
Made an outstanding catch anyway.
Plays down the field that you've been able to get loose.
Here's a big play for the Houston
That was
defense.
awesome.
That pass.
It was great.
Hey, that was fantastic, man. You can't ask for much more. You can't ask for much more.
All right, youngins. Good to meet you. Thanks for this to following us. We'll catch you next time. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to next week now. Lance has got his feet wet now, and I can see us doing
Well, we haven't
with
even
Trey.
addressed
Huh?
Debo's comment about.
Oh yeah, you want to bring up Debo's comment, Deon, before we get out of here?
Okay. So they asked Debo in the post-game presser when it comes to Jimmy and Trey Lance, like, how do you feel about, when they, throw the ball to you? And Debo straight up said, hey, I feel very comfortable with Trey because, he's an athlete. He keeps the play alive, and he's always looking downfield. I don't know. And I think earlier in the season, he was promoting Trey. So
Dude, he's been a fan of
Right.
Trey from the start, and he's been tired of Jimmy for a while.
yeah, he ain't looking for Jimmy to come out there and play no more. And
Dude,
he hopes that he does.
Debo's probably thinking, man, if I didn't have this pool of a quarterback like freaking Jimmy, I'd be the one leading the league in receiving this year.
Yeah.
Fuck Cooper Kupp.
Hung Fat says McVay has the extra oomph to beat Kyle, though.
What extra?
That's what they said the last 5 other times.
What,
But
you talking about the 5 ass whoopers that he didn't been handed before? Because that ain't no extra oomph. The only thing now, if the difference is, because I need to look at the records. I am so confused right now because I think they said something about the Rams being able to clinch the NFC West.
Yeah, if Arizona lost.
And did they lose to the Cowboys?
Nope.
No, they beat them
They
24-22.
won 25-22.
Okay, so let me
My
take
uncle and my cousin went to that game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my cousin's a Cowboys fan, so
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
he's pissed off.
Dude, I feel bad for Gallup, man. Gallup tore his ACL.
Oh, yeah, he's done. I
Yeah,
think he got one ACL. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, no, okay, so next week, so the Rams are currently 3-2 in the division, but do they own the tiebreaker over the Cardinals? That's the question. Because in division, let me see who won. Whoever won the first game, that's all that matters. No, they don't.
The Rams won the first game.
The Rams, no, they lost the first game against the Cardinals. They lost 37-20.
They did. They did.
Yep. So basically, if the Rams do not, if the Rams don't, even if the Rams win, if the Cardinals win, and they finish with the same record, they pretty much are, they pretty much wind up tied, and the Cardinals will wind up winning the division. So I was banking on the Cardinals losing too.
I think Dallas is going to beat the Eagles though next week.
Oh yeah. I don't see.
Well, I really hope we keep that 6 seed.
If the Eagles lose, do we clinch too, or we have to win? Or
we have to win.
We have to
win, and we basically, if we win, we're in. Doesn't matter because we'll be 6th or 7th or whatever. The only way we stay in that 6th spot is if the Saints don't win, and the only reason that is because of the Saints' NFC conference record.
Yeah.
So they have a better conference record than we do versus what they have. So that's the only reason they would flip-flop with us. And I was really banking on them not winning today, but I was hoping Ian Book. I didn't know Taysom Hill was out there. Otherwise, I'd have picked the Saints because I didn't know Taysom Hill was going to find the goddamn way.
I mean, Taysom Hill sucks too. They played a crappy Carolina team.
Well, I mean, and then at the same time, what do? You got Taysom Hill out there, and you're playing a defense that's not great. What do? You use him as the weapon that he is. Make him run the ball. Make him throw a little bit. Just use him as the gadget guy that he comes.
They had 4 field goals to start they finally scored a touchdown late in the game, but they had 4 field goals.
Yeah, man. It was definitely hard, but basically we control our own destiny.
Yep.
The Rams game is a must win. We have there is
yeah.
no screwing that up. We have to win.
Yep. And it's gonna be interesting to see next week for sure. Okay, I got another bot, by the way.
Yeah,
Anyways,
only bet on Timberland.
to end it off, it was a great victory. Trey Lance played well.
Sir.
I'm excited to see more Trey Lance. And until next time, I'm Brandon. My name right there, B-Does49. That's Deon, Niner Gang Podcast. And that is Christian, Lefty1680. Until next time, guys, go Niners.
Go Niners.